I brought the box downstairs and Bud immediately jumped onto it. I didn't even have to stage this. This is a dedicated work from home pinball development area. This is where I will put the next game for development. You're right next to the computer. And I even got one of those automatic adjustable standing sitting desks. And the topper for this desk comes from Flexispot, which now leads us to the subject of this video. So I was showing this to a friend of mine who was the one who suggested the dedicated work from home area. And he's like, oh, I'm surprised Flexispot didn't sponsor you that desk, because they've been sending them out to YouTube. Because, yeah, the top is from Flexispot. And then I was looking at my email, and sure enough, Flexispot had contacted me. They actually wanted me to do a chair review. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect because I'm making a new workstation. It's the perfect time to talk about and review a new chair. Yeah, and so, yeah, I bought this desktop from Flexispot separately before the email, but it was kind of a fortuitous coincidence. I need to adjust the monitors. They should be higher when it's in the standing position. They should almost be like half their height higher, like right here. So it's in the center of my eyes. 5'6" or whatever that would be for my eyeballs. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It actually moves up and down quite quickly. Please excuse the background noise for whatever reason. Me coming downstairs this time of day. Put Bud into super crazy zoomy mode. Bud, you can have the whole upstairs to yourself now during the day. I'll just stay down here like I used to. You know, it's weird, like the first, I guess it would have been, yeah, I had Bud for almost 2 years before I started that pinball project. And I would work down here in the basement, and he wouldn't care. I could even work with the door closed, and he was fine. He would just go do other stuff. But once I started working upstairs, which I've been doing for like 1.5 years now, it's weird. Like for the first 6 months, Bud was just really upset about it. He was being really naughty and whiny and needy. But then he finally kind of normalized. So for starters, this is a really heavy box. This is like 55 pounds. I guess that's good. Look, night vision goggles. Are they heavy? Yeah. Then they're expensive. Put them back. Oh, this must be the back support. Oh, it's got a, check that out. It's got a super lumbar bar. Super lumbar bar. It's kind of redundant. More random pieces of cardboard. This must be the seat itself. So the seat's a different material than the back. So I guess the back of it's meant to be breathable, whereas this is just where your butt goes. This looks to be the headrest. Yeah, it's got the same mesh material as the back of the chair. And it looks like it's adjustable. Yes. Yes, they're even better raw. Remember that show? If you remember this 90s show, you might be a 90s kid. Oh, this must be the pneumatics. It's heavy. It's very heavy. Quite a few controls on this thing. Oh, this is probably where the main height piston goes in. Oh, it goes forward and back as well? Yeah, it must. Oh yeah, see there's a lock there. Oh, and then it's spring-loaded. Alright, looks like we have the wheels and the arms. Oh, looks like these are adjustable too. Looks like the shifter in a car. Hey, that's cool. Look at that. This is a pretty fancy chair. The main piston, and of course, the bolts. What's left? The base, I suppose? Yep. It's like a big starfish. Even the box is heavy. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the only fish that we see are the starfish in the sea. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it goes, don't quote me. One of my motivations for doing a standing desk for pinball is a lot of the time, especially if you're troubleshooting, you're going from the computer to the pinball over and over and over again. So a standing desk would be best for that. I guess that's how that works. So the bolts are in a package like this, a blister pack. I think it'd be better if they were in individual bags. Because what if you rip apart this blister pack and you're like, where did everything go? But if it's in individual bags, then you kind of, you know, it's easier to keep track. This could also be a little bit more clear as to which way is the front. It's like this is the smaller tapered section, but it kind of looks backwards on the photos, like these look further behind. See this versus that? Shouldn't that be further up in the drawing? I know, I'll use the box. Life hack. Push the handle and the mechanism to the end found in the arrow direction at the same time so screw holes appear. Now let's see, this goes to the back. Man, those are some long screw holes. Let's see, 40 millimeter. Oh, I see, they want you to put the seat in the back position so this doesn't occlude you from screwing in this. Feels like I've been assembling this upside down. Not quite. Come on. There we go. I guess this just goes under here, like so. Must. I guess we set it onto the base. Where does the last screw go? Oh, it goes into the bottom. The drawing didn't really make that clear. Oh! Yeah, let's give us some clearance. This one requires a lot more force. I'm guessing it's biting into the plastic instead of a metal set thread. That's probably why it requires so much more force. Okay, let's try it out. Alright, is it this lever? One of these levers. So here's my leg. I am not tall. I guess I'd be New York tall, but I'm Wisconsin short. I'm 5'9". So here's my legs, and my legs are actually kind of stumpier as well. So what height I do have is like in my torso. I guess my point is my legs are not long, right? And this is the highest setting. So if you look at it, it's not, I mean, you can see my leg bending down a little bit. So yeah, like for my best setting would probably be just a little bit lower because you want your knees to be straight, or your thighs. That's pretty good. I thought of one tall person problem. You can't be an astronaut. This is kind of weird. Like the lumbar support sticks way out. See that? The lumbar support sticks way out. Then if you lean back, oh. Please do not put your tray tables in the upright. Jeez, this thing goes way back. Ah! I wonder if I could adjust the back of this. This lever looks like it engages with some teeth on the lumbar support. If this could tilt forward, I think that would be ideal. It looks like there's a pivot on it, but how do you make it move? Oh, there's another screw in here. Loosening that screw doesn't appear to do anything. So why is there a hinge here? Can the lumbar support be removed? It feels like this lumbar support gets in the way of you actually pushing your back all the way, because I don't know, it doesn't seem like that's really shaped like a body. Like maybe if I was like super skinny, which I definitely am not. But even then, it's like that's quite a gap. Look at the gap between the head and her shoulders. It's a square. That's why you should buy Pillow Cube. I actually bought one of those things, and my God, the amount of like legit spam that company sends is insane. It's like I guess that's why they're like, oh, he bought our product. Let's send him 10,000 emails. You know who else is really bad about that? Like I took my Ford Escape had like a bushing recall or something. So I took it to the dealer. I didn't buy it from that dealer. But that's where you go for the recall. Oh my God, they've sent me so much spam. It's like, oh, your car may be in need of this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that was the same place that completely missed the cracked valve cover. Yeah, you guys are aces. That was the same place that wanted $20,000 for a 2011 Ford Ranger, last model year. With rust! $20,000! According to these hieroglyphics, this will unlock and lock the rotation of the back of it, but it doesn't seem to. It seems like it only locks the rotation of, or the movement of the lumbar support. I noticed something. This knob, this lever has it's a lever. This is like the thing that makes the chair go back and forth. So there's a lever on it, but there's also a knob. This knob appears to adjust the actual tilt of the back of the chair. I didn't see that in the manual. It's like if you turn it clockwise, hear that click, and now the chair goes back. And it clicks. Let me try it again. The manual does not cover that. This rotating piece here, yeah, because look, okay, so if I sit in it, okay, it still feels like too much of it is depending on the lumbar support that's not there, but if I lean back, now it completely stops my motion. But are you excited for this to be my new work from home area? Probably in about a month. When I start the next pinball machine, whatever it is. Yeah, so this lever here, that moves the seat forward and back, but this latch here, it's kind of like a windshield wiper control. That unlatches the, yeah, so if I go counterclockwise, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh man, it's way loose when you do that. So, counterclockwise, yeah, there we go. Let's see, am I gonna fall over? I'll test. I don't have the lumbar support in place. Yeah, that completely unlocks everything. Oh man, that is really loose. That feels pretty good if I can just get the lumbar support. Cause like, yeah. So if I sit like that with my butt is like artificially too far back, and then my knees are touching the edge of the seat. And this is with the seat in the furthest back position too. Like if I went forward with the seat, it'd be even crazier. Of course, usually when you're programming, you're hunched forward, right? But then you're like, that's not too bad, like right there. But it's almost like I don't need the lumbar support. Because if I put the lumbar support in, it pushes my body too far forward, and then like the back or my shoulder blades aren't touching the chair, then what's the point? Yeah, because you wouldn't even hit the headrest in that case. All right, I have it set up pretty well. The lowest position of these seems like it's the best because this is obviously too high. All the way down. Arm flat against the desk. That's good. I don't know. What is the point behind that? It's kind of annoying because there's no way to lock it in place. Not that I can see. It's not the instructions. The instructions just say, oh, you can move it around. Well, how can you arrest its development? It's a state of arrested development. Headrest. Headrest is all right. It's got mesh, so it shouldn't get too hot. That should be good. This is the highest position, and it's pretty much against the back of my head. Not even really, it's kind of like the lower part of the base of my skull. It seems like this should be higher too. Again, I think if you were a tall person, this chair probably wouldn't be a good fit. I have it in the most upright position, so I think the best way to test, I think I'll start editing this video about the chair, using the chair, using my new workstation. This video contains footage of me editing the video. It's kind of like Classic Game Room. Truxton! Classic Game Room has returned, by the way. Should check out their YouTube channel. I think it's called Classic Game Room 2085 now. Yeah, so far the chair is working out pretty well. I would say the main thing is, yeah, normally when I edit, I'm usually kind of hunched over the computer, kind of like when I program. Oh yes, and I think I have 4 of these keyboards. So yes, the ancient keyboard I have on my big computer, from 2000, the Microsoft Internet Pro keyboard that I bought in the year 2000. So I've had the keyboard since the Clinton administration. But then I went on eBay and I found new old stock duplicates, just in case, as backups. Because it's a USB keyboard, but it also has PS2. So I have one in the other room, then I have this one, then I think I have one more backup. So if the one that I've been using for 23 years ever fails, I can just replace it. I lean back. It still seems like the lumbar support is like kind of overly aggressive. Because I have that in my, I guess I mentioned my car. So yeah, my Escape has, you know, like a adjustable lumbar support, and it doesn't really feel this aggressive. Python Angelo pinball sign. I actually bought that from Python Angelo at Pinball Expo. I don't know what year it was. I mean, it was when he was still alive. And he had another one, and instead of two people building a pinball machine, it was two people doing something on a pinball machine. And he's like, why don't you want that one? And I'm like, I don't think I should hang that up in my shop. And he was like, you are scared of your wife. Yeah, his name was Python Angelo, and he talked like a Bond movie villain, for real. He's one of the most fascinating people I've ever met. I think the best thing to do would just be make like a 5-inch riser for these, because these are too low. Because yeah, if I'm holding this at my eye level, see, the monitors are too low. What is it, whiny wiener? I'm trying to edit my video. I have to get it done in like 5 days. So I've got the that rotating thing. It's in the off position. So now this is like relaxed position where you can like go back. Now let's see if I can lock it in this position. All right. Okay, yeah, so I rotated that counterclockwise, and now it is locked in a reclined position. Bud hates it when I talk to myself. The only thing he hates more than me talking to myself, actually no, that's not true. He gets jealous when I hang out with other people if they're here. I think he actually hates me talking to myself more than that. So he hates this. Anyway. Okay, yeah, I wish the documentation for this feature was better because it didn't seem to be listed in the manual. All right, so if I go back here and if I go... Okay, so I turned it clockwise. I think I have to get it to unlatch. There we go. All right, now it's back up. And now counterclockwise. And now it's fixed again. All right, let's do an overview of the pros and cons of the Flexispot Ergonomic Chair C7G. All right, the pros. It's pretty comfortable. It's got the nice breathable back, and it does feel like it gives me quite a bit of lumbar support. Maybe more than I need, but I guess that's better than having no lumbar support. It was fairly easy to assemble. It's actually pretty heavy, but I guess that's a good thing for a chair. And it's cool that you can lock it in position and also rock backwards. So as far as negatives are concerned, yeah, some of the features were not documented very well or at all in the manual. So I would think a feature such as, you know, locking in the chair's reclining position would be kind of an important thing to talk about. So it's unfortunate that I had to figure that out myself. And also it's kind of weird that there's a big pivot in the back, but it doesn't actually rotate. And another negative that I would say is that, yeah, it would be kind of cool if the headrest, it can go up and down and it can tilt, but it can't go forward and back. So it's like you can't bring it forward to hit your head. It's like you only really feel it when like you lay your head back. The price point maybe seems a bit high for what it is. I have, I think 3 really fancy Serta chairs, and I want to say those are probably like the $400 range. So it does seem like the price could probably be a little lower. So I would call it a negative. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed my review of the chair. If you are interested, there are links below, and you can check it out for yourself and possibly order one. Okay, a few more things they would like me to point out. There are mesh and foam options available. So apparently you can get the backrest in a foam covering instead of the breathable mesh. Although, I think the mesh would be good because it would keep you from getting overheated during those hardcore gaming sessions. Anyway, there's a New Year's Day sale going on. Now, again, I posted this video after New Year's, but they tell me that the sale is going on until the 15th of January 2024. So hopefully it's still good. So if you go to the website, as you can see here, flexispot.com, they have an exclusive code that you can use because you watched this video, C730. That's Charlie 730. You can purchase the C7 now and enjoy a $30 discount. It's the best time to buy the C7. All right, so yes, flexispot.com, exclusive code C730.